Yasodhanandana Prajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hari Bol. Would like to welcome all the devotees for our this Gita course. And now we have this beautiful darshan of Sri Sri Gaur Nitai and Sri Sri Radha Krishna deity of our His Grace Sachi Jivan Gaur Prabhu. So let's offer our humble obeisances and flowers and arati and incense and also some fruits to their lordships. So let's now witness this beautiful kirtan and arati. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. And now let's proceed to our next part of our program. Thank you, Sachijivan Gaur Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. And now let's offer our obeisances and take the blessings of our Guru Vargas. And we'll offer obeisances to their Lordships, Panchatattva and Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So you can please repeat after me. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschat Desatarini Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Once again, I would like to welcome all of you for this session of our Gita course. So where we are continuing on our discussion from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It's a thematic structure. So we are not possible, like it's not possible for us to cover all the 700 verses from all the 18 chapters. So we have selected a couple of themes and we are covering that. So yes, we are discussing basically from the commentary of Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya of our movement, and all glories to him. So whatever good thing you like from these discussions are really completely dedicated to him and it's completely offered to him. And if you don't like something, it's our inefficiency and presenting. Yes, we have been discussing about this beautiful topic, why do I suffer? Yes, and a lot of people are really going through so many inquisitive thoughts that okay, why do I suffer? We talked about this is the one of the intelligent question that is being asked by intelligent human being, rational human being. Why do I suffer? And how do I really come out of this suffering? I would really like to hear from all of you what exactly we have discussed so far in all the 3 sessions. Any thoughts, comments from anybody? What do we discuss in the first session? What do we discuss in the first session? We talked about everybody searching for happiness. Everybody searching for happiness, but we are searching for the happiness in the wrong place. Yes, because the pleasure of this world is really having a beginning or end. It is having a pain and pleasure, and also it is limited. It cannot give us the unlimited happiness that we are really looking for. And then we can really know all this and how to really get the pure bliss, pure happiness, from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is really the manual for us. Lord has created this manual. Lord has given this medicine for us to really take it and really understand where we are, who we are, and where we heard that, like, yes, this is a place for us to get cured. This is not a place for us to come and enjoy. Okay, and then we talked about, yes, we have to purify ourselves through the chanting of the holy name. Yes, and Ms. Tamal is saying it's a hotel or hospital. Yes, we have to always remind ourselves that here we have not come here just to enjoy, but to get purified. In the second session, what we discussed? We discussed from the yes, on this first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We talked about. Anybody remembers what we discussed from the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita? We talked about the qualities of Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra, how they had so intelligent. They were so much having diplomacy, but still they had a fear because they were thinking that, yes, something is still lacking. And on the other side, we saw Pandavas, because they were with, yes, because they were with Krishna, they were with Hanumanji, they were with the transcendental councils and the sound vibrations, and they were devotees of the Lord. That's why how we really can work for Krishna. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, and we talked about the feedback of Sanjaya, right? Like what he said, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Tatra Partha Dhanurdhara. Wherever there is a Krishna and wherever there is a Arjuna, Tatra Sri Vijaya Bhutir Nitir. Like, yes, there will be always victory. There will be clarity of thoughts. There will be the morality. Yes. And then we continued our session that yes, yes, we should also make our house as a bhavan. We should also make our house as a bhavan, keeping Lord in the center. We should have a transcendental sound vibration at home. We should keep Lord at home by chanting the holy names. We should have association of the devotees. And then as we moved on, in the last session, we started talking about why do we suffer? What exactly is the root cause? And then we talked about, yes, there are so many beautiful points all of you are sharing. Yes, we talked about why, what are the reasons for suffering. Miss Anita is saying, yes, we talked about how this ajnana, the ignorance is there, that arrogance, ahamkar is there, attachment, the asakti, enviousness, asuya. These are the four primary reasons, why we suffer a lot. And we discussed going forward. Anybody remembers we started this second chapter with some acronym? Anybody remembers? Yes, yes, we talked about acronym for second chapter. Anybody remembers? We discussed there in second chapter, 4 topics are there. Yes, thank you, Ms. Silpa. We talked about GITA, Gita. We talked about Guru. We talked about how Arjuna took shelter of Guru. And then, yes, we heard that, like, how the greatest impediment for a student is really that 3 words, I know this. And Arjuna was speaking a lot. But then Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. And then we talked about how the qualities of a guru, quality of a mentor, leader, how Krishna heard everything from Arjuna in the first chapter, and then he started giving his comments, his ideas, how to really proceed. So we always heard that, yes, and it's very important for us to hear, to listen first, and then share, instead of just saying, our thought process to somebody who is really coming for solution. And then, yes, always listen first. Thank you, Ms. Deepika. Right? And then we talked about, we went forward because there Srila Prabhupada introduces, the Lord, the Supreme Lord. If the Lord exists, then we talked about how, and how can we really prove that, yes, we can prove the Lord through the proper experiments. By understanding the effects, we can, by seeing the effects, we can understand the cause, how Lord is the supreme organizer, supreme lawmaker, supreme creator, he's the supreme scientist, that through this affects the wonderful arrangement that has been done at the macro level and also micro level. We can really understand that how Lord is organizing everything. Right? And then how do you really have that faith in the Lord? How do you really build faith in the Lord? By, we said, like, by, how can you really build the faith in the Lord? By hearing, by observing, by practicing, by experiencing, and by sharing with others. Isn't it so beautiful? Whatever we do, right? If you want to really build faith on somebody, that yes, we go through this process. And then we move forward to talk about the identity. Who are we? We heard that beautiful story of that eaglets and chickens, how that eaglet was misidentifying and then was really happy with those small chicks. But then there was somebody who could really identify, no, you are not this part of this group, you are meant to fly. Yes, somehow we have also been lost in this material world, and we are just thinking that, okay, we are this body, not the spirit soul. And then we understand with so many examples that how through the common sense perspective, logical perspective, from the scriptures perspective, from the scientific perspective, from the scientific perspective, how we can understand there is soul, and then how soul is covered with the gross body. And yes, thank you, Kavita. Miss Kavita, she is saying that yes, body and soul, this is very important for us, not to really understand it, but to realize that. Once we understand that we are the soul, not the body, most of our problems really get solved. And that's the first instruction Lord is giving to Arjuna. And then how do you really apply it in our life? We talked about, yes, we understand that, yes, we are part and parcel of the Lord. And then, yes, we are the soul. Then, yes, we not only just be satisfied with, feeding our body only with nice food, or just mind only with some a nice emotional stuff. But then, right, apart from our physical needs and our emotional need or intellectual need, we have to take care of our spiritual need as well. We have to feed our soul. Okay, anything else you remember? Anybody else remembers what we discussed? Yes, we talked about hopes, body and soul. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next step. Okay, so this is what we already discussed. And yes, we already discussed all this topic, and we talked about Gita. And yes, we talked about 2 duties, and Atmaram will be covering some bit in detail, right? And then yes, we talked about this, why do we suffer? And yes, now we'll proceed further. Okay, so now before going ahead, can we launch our first poll for today? Deepak Prabhu, can we launch? So we talked about, yes, we suffer because of the attachments. And now, is it true? Everybody agrees to it. Deepak Prabhu, can we have the first poll for today? Is the attachment is wrong? Is the attachment wrong?
give me 5 minutes.
Say yes, no, or maybe. Is this really attachment wrong? What do you think? Attachment is wrong. Yes, we suffer. Mr. Rajdeep is saying it's no. Mr. Anjulata is saying yes, attachment is wrong. Yes, Mr. Chaudhary is saying yes, maybe. Snavya. So somebody might say that that if you don't have attachment, like for our family, then you don't have any intention to work. But at the same time, like we are going somewhere in a bus, and like we take some seat there. Are you really getting attached to that bus seat? No. So what is really important for us to know? Yes, the pure attachment is not really wrong. What is really wrong is our temporary attachments. What is really wrong is our temporary attachments. We identify ourselves with these temporary things of this life. Let me give you a couple of maybe some more examples. And one time we were just going through, and we saw an ant, a small ant, but then it was carrying the weight of maybe I don't know 2 to 3 times the size. And what was that? That was just a leaf, a beautiful leaf where it was the ant was carrying. So and how diligently and carefully that ant was carrying that leaf. And then somehow the ant found a crack, and then the ant put that leaf, and then he crossed over that crack. And then once he went there, and then I was thinking, okay, where exactly this ant is taking, where exactly this ant is going. And then I saw that there is now a hole. He now wants to enter into that hole, and then ant is trying to take now this leaf into that hole. But what? This leaf that hole was very small, and definitely, right, the ant could not take it. Like I am realizing that how this ant was trying so hard, so intelligently, so smartly, so efficiently to carry this leaf, but at the end of it, like that ant could not take it. What she wanted. Right? Isn't it true for us as well? That we were working so hard throughout our life. Yes, we had come. That's why, in this ward, right? Once the child is born, they just put a diaper or just a small cloth where there is no pockets. And then once somebody is leaving, or like in the old days, right? Like they also wear something. There are no pockets, right? We are coming empty-handed and going empty-handed. But in between, we get attached to so many things that we really don't need. Like, just let's take one more, right? Like, we always think about, let's say, um, just let's, I know this, you got a new car, you got a new car, and then, right, somehow somebody really scratches it. It pains a lot. But then, right, you're going in a taxi, and somehow, especially in Bangalore, though, still things are loud, right, getting opened up, but there's a lot of traffic, and you're going in a taxi, and somehow some side vehicle comes and really, goes fast, and then scratches a little bit. Now, because you're going in that taxi, and definitely, of course, you would be scared that, okay, if that vehicle would really dash or crush you, but still you would not be that affected as like if you would have your own car. Why? Because the taxi doesn't belong to you. Because that taxi belongs to somebody else. And that taxi you are going through is only for a small period of time. You're not getting attached to it. But if you're having your own car that we are having for a number of years, for a decade or so, right, you'll be really attached to it. But then we heard that, right, this body, like we heard so many stories from that incarnation, that this body is with us for only some time. And we just carry this body, this coat. We said, in this three-piece coat, we have this gross body and subtle body, and we carry this body for some time, and after that we throw it away. Do we need to really worry about, yes, this body is like a boat, to carry us to our final spiritual journey. But at the same time, if there are some disturbances, right, for a tiny fraction of period of time, how much we should be really worried about it. That's our acharyas are saying that, how should we really understand it, and how this attachment to this temporary things is really the reason for fall down. And let's now go to okay, let me share. Okay, I'm not able to share. Okay, just a second. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen where Lord is giving this beautiful verse from Bhagavad Gita. We are reading from chapter 2, right? So here Lord is saying that what exactly is reason for our fall down, our uh, bewilderment of memory, why you really get angry, why you really get disturbed. He says that Dhyayata Visayan Pumsa Sangaste Supajayate Sanga Sanjayate Kama Kanat Krodha Vijayate. Like he's saying that while contemplating the objects of the sense, a person develops attachment from them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger, desires. So what does it mean? Right? So this whole ad industry, right, works on this phenomenon. What it says, right? It really gives us that moments of contemplation, moments of that meditation, that, okay, if you just do this, if you take this, then you will be really happy. And once you really see it again and again, then you start contemplating and meditating more and more, and then you develop attachment for them. From dhyaya, it comes to sangha. You want to dream, you want to aspire for that, right? And then it doesn't end there. And then once the attachment goes on increasing, then you want to have it. And I want to really have this beautiful car, or this beautiful house, or this dream job, or whatever, you name it, right? And then, or this beautiful spouse, or handsome spouse, or great college, or whatever it is, right? But then once it is fulfilled, yes, that is great, right? It helps in increasing, once again, because as we heard that all the material treasures of this world, they have this defect of what is called, it is a beginning and an end, and it is limited. It always comes to some place. Then we really go back once again, right? Contemplating something higher, because it never stops there, right? And then at some point of time will fail.
will fail to get that dream one for a longer time, in an unlimited way, right? And then once you fail to attain that, then what happens? Anger. Why didn't I have it? Uh, then we really go mad, right? From then what happens after we get angry? Lord is saying, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibhrama, smriti brahmasad buddhinasa, buddhinasad pranasati. Very beautifully, Lord has given this, our royal road to fall down, right? How we develop the contemplation, then attachment, and then you have the desire to enjoy, and then if it does not get fulfilled, right, and then you develop anger, and once that anger have, right, we see that what happens, right? The person gets bewildered, he loses the power of discrimination, what is right and wrong, and then we really commit some instant, like we go through some instant reactions, and then like there are so many things that you can see, like in a small child, right? If you don't give, right, the mobile, right, like, or the smartphone, how they really, throws it, that, or even we have seen in so many places, and a child denied with that smartphone, even they go to any extent, or even a person, right, like you wanted to have that specific person as their partner, and then they could not get it, they really go mad, and what kind of, things they do it. And then we have seen how the all the society at this point of time, so much of drugs, rape, suicide, right? Because they're not able to handle that. How do you really take care, right, from that contemplation? Because, because we are so much surrounded, by those sense objects. Okay, you do this and you will be happy, right? And then we go in that direction, and we don't know where exactly it lands, right? So if you want to really stop this, we have to start, there, right, in the dhyana, how we are really surrounded with, and how Lord is saying a very beautiful, point here, how we should really feed positively the same contemplation, how we can really attach positively, instead of negatively. Yes, once we have that positive attachment, uh, uh, for the beautiful things, for a higher purpose, right? Definitely, it can really do the royal road to the Supreme Lord. Are we fine so far? Everybody's aligned? Yes or no? Yes. What else? Why? What are the other reasons that we suffer? Yes, we suffer because of the past sinful reactions. Because, like, we just give a simple example, right? Like, okay, you have some stomach ache, then, like if you go to the doctor, ask, okay, what exactly you had last night? A child, puts puts the finger into the fire and it burns. So there is an action and the reaction, and I definitely will be speaking in detail, in the next session, where we'll talk about the karma. We'll discuss in detail about this, but just to give a hint, why do we suffer? Yes, this is our reactions to the negative or the bad actions that we had done earlier. So that's why we see that this place is a jail. And do you know who is the superintendent of jail? Well, jail is called Durga, and the superintendent of Durga is Ma Durga. Ma Durga, she is there, with her trident. And we talked about three klesa, three miseries. Yes, she punishes us, right? If you are on the wrong direction. But at the same time, right? And our acharyas are saying that this place is a jail through which we can get corrected ourselves. This material world is like a Durga, through which we get corrected ourselves. But at the same time, it's not a concentration camp. Anybody knows what is concentration camp? Especially around 15 years back, we were discussing that we were in Germany in a place called Munich. And in the suburb of Munich, there is a place called Dachau. Dachau. And that was a place, it's a very horrible, very gloomy place. You can still, feel that negative vibration there. This is one of the concentration camps by the Nazis, when the Hitler was the ruler at that point of time. And there you can really see still those gas chambers where they really put all the Jews and all, and they really burnt them alive, right? So here, what we are trying to say is that, yes, this is not a place for concentration camp where Lord is bringing here just to make us suffer, suffer, suffer till death. No, Lord is bringing here so that we can get purified, you can get really corrected, we can really get purified of all anarthas. That's why we said last time, yes, at the sometime Lord comes or he sends his representatives, to this material world to awaken us, to inspire us, to come back, to come out of this jail. Are we okay so far? Why we suffer? We talked about because of the attachments and because of the sinful reactions, right? And then here we are in jail, to get that fruit. This is the karma phala, all the suffering, right? And then next, right? Most of the suffering that we have is really also because of the comparison. Everybody agreeing to it. Right, yes, I remember like our devotees and our ISKCON Whitefield, we distributed this Krishna's Karuna kit, wonderful package with a nice prasadam, a nice book, and a mantra meditation kit, a nice deity photo, and so on. Right, and everybody is so happy to receive this Krishna's Karuna kit. How these devotees are distributing, right, selflessly, wonderfully on this day of Janmashtami. At the same time, if somebody really hears that, no, did you know that in my Krishna's Karuna kit, I got a big Bhagavad Gita and 1 kg of laddu. And then you hear that, oh, is it that? I just got a small book and only, this is small laddus, right? And then what? Once you're really happy about it, but once you heard that somebody else received a bigger book or a bigger prasadam, you start feeling very bad. Then he said, no. Why didn't I get it? Just a moment before, we are thinking that, oh, it would have been so nice, right? It is so nice that how the devotees are distributing so much. But then we always compare ourselves with others, the neighbors, with friends, with relatives, what exactly they have, that I don't have. We always end up, we always go ahead, right, and really compare, and then we just really go mad, to achieve them. I try to compare, right? Like, yes, everybody is really unique, like in a toolbox, right? There are different tools are there for a different purpose. Everybody is really unique. We cannot compare our child with other child. Oh, he is really a distinct champion, and I would really like you also to be a sports champion. Oh, the other child, he is a right scholar in terms of academics, and I want you to be that. Oh, that child is thinks so nicely. I want you to do that also. Our whole life, we end up making our life miserable, and we end up making our surroundings also miserable, isn't it? Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this thought that most of the times we really get really mad by comparing? Yes, thank you, Ms. Revati, because I was thinking that is it the problem or the disease with me only. Yes, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Yes, we need to really understand that how Lord has created every living being uniquely. We cannot compare like fish climbing capability. Even Einstein was saying that if you judge the climbing capability of the fish, right, and the fish will really think that the whole life that the fish is meant for foolish reason and for good for nothing. But we need to understand that how fish has its own own area, own space, and that we need to work on. Yes, Ms. K is saying that how to deal with it. Yes, now we talked about all the problems. Now let's go ahead, for the solutions. How we can really go ahead and really solving them. So first of all, right, how do we react whenever some suffering comes or when some trigger comes? uh, there is some problem comes, there is some obstacle comes, some difficulty comes. It could be anything that we talked about. Either it could be that uh, because of the mind, because of the body, because of some other living entities. How you react to it? How do you react at this moment? How do you react if some problem comes, something comes? How do you react? We start getting really mad. Oh, why me? We get really bewildered. Uh, mm, yes, there are different living entities. Okay, let's hear some this. I don't know if you can identify these animals. The first one is called hagfish. Hagfish. What this animal does? If somebody attacks, all right, this hagfish, it creates some slimy, disgusting, dirty things, from the mouth. And it's so disgusting that it's called considered one of the dirtiest animal, right? Disgusting animal, right, in the planet, or you can say at least in the ocean, right? In just a matter of minutes, it creates like maybe a 25-liter bucket, right? Like this dirty things, right? And the first thing comes is really, uh, brings that dirty things out of the body, right? And the other one, it is called electric eel, the middle one, right? What it does, anybody knows? Uh, Even before the attacker attacks, right? It gives a huge shock, like around 600 to 700 volt of electricity. You can really feel it. And if that this fish really attacks multiple times, a person also even can have a heart attack or a really problem. Right? And then third one is really something called this explosive ant. It's like usually you can see these explosive ants in Malaysia, Brunei, and some of the places. What happens? One, there is an attacker or there is some problem. What? The ant explodes. It goes to the suicidal path. Right? This is the different ways. Like somebody really might verbally abuse. Right? Oh, why it is me? We give all kind of nice words that we have learned from so many ways. We start talking about it, or physically we start really abusing, or then we see that whatever is happening all around. But then Lord is giving, right? We heard that how in this Gita Lord talks about Atmaram, right? What is the quality of an Atmaram? How does a self-realized person responds to it? And he gives this beautiful example of a tortoise. Why tortoise? Yes, before going that, let's chant this verse, what Lord is saying in this second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yada samharate chayam kurmanganiva sarvasa indriyani indriyarthebhyasya tasya pragya pratisthita. One is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise draws its limbs within the cell, is firmly fixed and perfect consciousness. What is this? What is this uniqueness of the tortoise? What is this uniqueness of the tortoise? The tortoise, like the first and foremost important thing is that it has a hard shell around the body. Whenever there is something stimulus, then it really takes out all the limbs into that cell, so that it is protected from it. So that, like, once you are in a, like, I am sure, like you must have seen in some of the temples also, they put tortoise. They put tortoise. Why? Because yes, once you go inside the temple, you have to open all the limbs. Yes, to engage all your senses for the Lord service. But then once you're out of the temple, once you're going in a difficult circumstance, difficult environment, you have to bring all the senses within your control. Yes, we have to discriminate ourselves. Okay, what should I see? What should I eat? I should really bring back all the contemplation, within me. And another beautiful quality of a tortoise also, it is never stagnant. It always starts moving, progressive. That how it is important for us to realize that how we can really respond appropriately. How we can really respond appropriately. It's not easy, definitely. What is really required? Because within our heart, it is said that we have two dogs. One is called a good dog, another is a bad dog. They're always fighting. Like even especially in Bhagavad Gita 16 chapter 6 sloka, it is mentioned, Lord is mentioning that yes, there are one divine quality and one is a demoniac quality, and they are always fighting with our heart. Okay, you want to just react that okay, somebody said to me, I just really blast him. Doesn't he know me? Who am I? Another thought is that no, there is a reason for him to get angry, right? Have I really taken a moment to understand why he is really angry or why he is behaving this way? Have you really thought about it? And who wins? Who wins? The good dog wins or bad dog wins? Who wins? Who wins? The good dog or bad dog? Yes. Yes, the one that you feed the most. If you feed always the bad dog, always giving that contemplation for the bad things, then bad dog will be bah, 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 bah. And the good dog will be bah, bah, bah. Right. So it's really up to us, right? The good dog or bad dog, who wins? It really depends within us. If we really give this positive thoughts, we give this higher dimensions and to our life, then yes, good dog contemplates things, introspects, reflects, and take a moment to realize whether how should I respond to it. Not really just react to it, but how do I really strengthen my choice muscle? How do I strengthen my choice muscle? Somebody was saying that in our life, you can say like as a segment of BD. In geometry, you have heard what is a BD? In the segment, it starts 1 point and D as a death is 1 point. Yes, there's a birth and there is a death. It's a BD, but in between you have also C, the choice, umpteen choice. Everybody's lifespan is fixed between birth to death. But what do we really have is the kind of choice that we make in between, in so many points in our life. With so many points that we make in our life, that really determines the value, the quality of our life, and the quality of that BD segment. Right? Yes, it is important for us. How do we really feed our good dog? How do you really feed our mind and not, as we said, feed our soul with this positive qualities, positive vibrations? Everybody is okay so far? Any questions or comments related to this topic? Well, I know there are so many other comments as well. Okay, so now we have really understood that how we should make our choice muscles stronger. But then what should I do? Should I really silent? And here Lord is giving a very beautiful, I'm sure most of you have heard because of that Mahabharata serial and so on. It's a legendary verse, everybody knows about it, but sometimes might not understand this verse properly, but you can just let's recite it. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturvur ma te sangastva karmani. What Lord is saying here? Yes, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty. So what Lord is saying here, you have to do your best. You have to do your best. Like Lord is not saying that you have to just right, be the best. Lord is not saying that you have to be the best. Lord is saying do your best. Yes, everybody, depending on our psychophysical nature, we can really we have some competencies, and we have to do the needful. We have to take care of our bodily needs. We cannot ignore it. We have to take care of our intellectual need. We have to take care of our emotional need. We have to take care of our family, and that's where we are talking about 2 duties that we heard in our Gita. This is the 3rd one. 2 duties. How we have to take care of our duty. Yes, we cannot separate our conditional duty and constitutional duty. They really go just like in a two tracks in a right in a rail, right? So how it is important for us, we most of the times we take care of our bodily needs, our conditional duties. Conditional duties are like, yes, to take care of our body with a nice food, to take care of our family, our job, and all that. But then we are saying that yes, we have to take care of our constitutional duties as well. But then once you take care of the constitutional duty, taking care of our we are just feeding our soul. We cannot ignore our body. We cannot ignore that. Oh, I cannot just just be not eat anything and not take care of my family, or not take care of my intellectual need, to take care of my office. No, I have to live an integrated life where this has to go together. I have to do the needful, right? Yes, once a person is taking care of constitutional this need doesn't mean that you really become complacent in our corporate life, or become irresponsible in our family life. We have to do the needful. Or if you have a disease, right, it's not that okay, right, I just pause, right, and then okay, I will not do nothing. No, I have to take care. Okay, what is the best doctor available, best hospital available? It's either Ayurvedic, or it's allopathy, or homeopathy, or whoever it is. I need to find, right, with best of my knowledge, the best of capacity. I have to do it. And sometimes it may happen that I might not have any choice, but at least I have to show that I am putting that endeavor, right? We have to put some endeavor. We cannot run away by without putting some effort. We cannot say that no, Lord will take care of it. No. First, I have to do my duty to the best of my capacity. As for my psychophysical nature, I cannot copy somebody else, whatever somebody is doing, right? And then Lord is saying that yes, I have to do my duty, but I have to be detached in two things. What? Lord is saying that I should be detached in the fruits. Karmane badhika is ma phalesu kadachana. Don't consider yourself as the cause of the result. Like sometimes, like now, some devotee goes to the, let's say, hospital and say that okay, I'm having some disease, and the doctor says, oh yeah, Hare Krishna's devotees also, they have to come to hospital to get cured, right? And then this devotee asked, right, why do you say so? You see that how you are coming and Lord could not save you, right? Because yes, we are the persons who really save you. But then this devotee asked the doctor, right, but does it happen that in your hospital also some people die? And the doctor says yes, unka takdir mein jo tha wohi hoga. And this devotee asks, if they die, it is the responsibility of God, and if the person is really saved, then you saved it. What kind of logic is this? Does it really make sense? Right? We are really building a house, right? Like carpenter comes to the house, right? It takes your materials, and right, he takes the money to build it, and at the end of the season, no, I'll take this furniture also with me. No, everything has been really given by that owner. How can you really take everything? Like everything, whatever we have, we said, that belongs to the Supreme Lord. We said, and how can we really say that okay, whenever something is bad, then we say okay, he's the problem, that is a problem, and that is, and the Lord is a problem, Uparwala is a problem. But whenever something is good, it's me. So Lord is saying here, it's a very, very important. Please hear, like, if you want to take this one takeaway, right, from this Gita of this today's session, right, this attachment for the result causes bondage. Right? Attachment for the result causes bondage, because this result is not because of only you. There are so many factors involved, right? And be grateful to them. Be grateful to the Supreme Lord that He has given. Offer the results to the Supreme Lord. Offer the results to all around you who are contributing to your success. Most of the times, we just end up with myself. Right? And at the same time, we might say, okay, if you are not getting the result, we are just offering the result to the Lord and so many near and dear ones or our team members, then okay, why should I work? And Lord is saying that Mate Sangastu Akarmani. Don't be detached, don't be also attached to not doing work also. Detach from the fruit and detach from the not doing work. Don't be complacent, don't be lazy. You do your work, do your prescribed duty. Isn't it so wonderful? Lord is giving us this how to do the work. And at the same time, Lord is saying that while you do the work, right? Lord is saying that please be detached, because yeah, as like you see this beautiful example of this coconut, right? Over a period of time, it gets freed from the attachment, because at some point of time you have to leave whatever we have, right? Why not voluntarily offer that, so that you don't have so much of pain, right? And then because this our Navratri is coming, when Vijay Utsav is coming, so then I thought that we'll share also something from Ramayana. And all of I think might have heard this beautiful story, isn't it? Like the squirrel and Hanuman. So because once you do the work, once again in the work also you start comparing. Or once you're in the hospital, we start comparing, oh, why he's getting red and a tonic and I'm getting yellow tonic, or why he's getting this blue capsule and I'm getting some black capsule. We start comparing why he's having that problem and why I'm having this problem, right? Because of the disease, Lord has created some plan for him or her, right? We don't know that maybe he is also suffering in her own ways. Yes, we cannot compare, but here, but Lord, how he's so merciful, right? He says that, okay, whatever you do it, right, I recognize, right? All of us know that when of course once people start talking about this Ramayana, Mahabharata is a mythological, this is not a mythological, this is not myth, this is not a mithya, this is a really true history. And we can really still, NASA talks about that Ram Setu bridge, or talks about that Dwarka, how this this forts and everything, you can really find these remnants from this different artifacts and all that things are there. Right? Yes, like in our neighboring state, one of the chief minister, he was talking, there is no Ram, and then he ended up in dying in a Ramchandran hospital. I'm sure you must be guessing who is that person. But then, okay, keeping that aside, right? Like how this Ram Setu was being built by Hanuman and all these monkeys, by just writing the name of Lord Ram. And then, like, who are there around, they also want to do some service for Lord. And one of them was squirrel, and a squirrel also is taking a little bit of the sand and they was really putting that. And Hanuman saying, you just come out of it. Don't you see that I'm carrying so huge, stones and mountains, right? But then Lord was there. Hanumanji, yes, I really appreciate, but then I also acknowledge and appreciate the work done by squirrel as well. So don't ever think that, like, Lord sees, or everywhere quantity really matters. Lord sees our thought, exactly how we really want to offer, or in thought how you want to do it. Isn't it so beautiful? In our family relationship also, right? It's not that, right, we can really satisfy or please our near and dear ones with the best ones, but what they really love is how can we give some quality into that, to the best of our capacity, to the best of our capability. Yes, this is for us to introspect, to really please the Lord in whichever we do, to the best of our capacity. And then, as we proceed further, let's the suffering also is an impetus for growth. Once we have the right support system, once we have the right understanding, how it is, how can we say that suffering is an impetus for growth? Anybody can say why? Why the suffering is sometimes good for us? Why sometimes we say that suffering is good for us? Anybody would like to share? Why do you think suffering is a real impetus for growth. It is synonymous for growth. That's where is an opportunity to go up, go higher. Yes, we learn. Thank you, Ms. Ranjunata. Right? And especially for the children, right? What is their suffering? Exam. Right? Is it not? They really get scared and when the final exam is coming. Why? Because, oh, who have to put so much of effort. But then once you go through those exams, once you go through the exams, we really upgrade ourselves. Once we prepare ourselves, we learn new things. We get really prepared for it. Yes, that is an opportunity for us to grow, to learn. Yes, to become stronger. Thank you very much, Ms. Dimple. And how do you really understand this motivation? Because most of the times we feel that, oh, why me? Why I have to study so much? Why I have to deliver this project? Or why I have to go through this complicated family relationship that I have? Yes, like once you go through it, then we grow through it as well. But if you're limiting ourselves that, okay, I'll just get rid of it as quickly as possible without learning, then we are missing that opportunity to learn and grow. Everybody's aligned. Everybody's getting this. That how it is important for us. Yes, because we are not connected to the Supreme Lord, that yes, there is a need for us to grow. Right? Like so once again, Lord is saying that how there can be happiness when we understand the higher purpose. Once you understand the plan of the Lord. Once you understand the plan of the Lord, because most of the times what do we think? We think that I am the most intelligent and Lord is the most powerful. And Lord, because he's powerful, he has to fulfill my plan, whatever I want. But we should also understand that Lord is also supreme intelligent as well. So he has a better plan for us. So we have to respect and abide to the Lord's plan, to the principal or the employer or somebody leader at home. They know what is good for us. So yes, there is a need for us to understand the Supreme Lord. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayanto santi asantasya kuto sukham. Yes, we cannot have happiness, right? How can you happiness if there is no peace? How can you have a peace when we are not connected to the Supreme Lord? Once you don't understand the higher purpose. Yes. But then once you do little bit in this direction, understanding the Supreme Lord, the supreme understanding that yes, this is for me to learn and grow, and especially in the spiritual path. Lord is saying, whatever you do little, it doesn't go west. He's saying, nahive karma na asosti pratyavaya na vidyate swalpamasya dharmasya krayate mahato bhaya. Lord is saying, like we talked about the reincarnation, right? And then like if somebody leaves at some 20% next life, right? Materially, he starts from 0, but spiritually, he starts at 21. Right? How it is important for us to really realize that, yes, there is a higher plan to it. And now, let's move further. And Ms. Rekha has a wonderful question. She's saying that, how about, right, there is a failure and a failure. Yes, we hear this story of Gajendra, right? How long, right? Like, do all of you know this Gajendra's pastime? How this Gajendra was really having a excursion, right? But in that excursion, right, once he had gone with the family to that small lake, and one crocodile captured, and then it was a nightmare. Though it was a planned a vacation for that Gajendra, but it became a nightmare. In unexpected time, something comes. You don't know what's there next. Then what? What did Gajendra did? Really, yes, he sought the help of relatives, near and dear ones. He fought for thousands of years, and he could not do it. And finally, offered to the Lord. oh Lord, and now it's not with me. I'm really surrendering to you. Now you please save me. Yes, he did his effort, right? And then said that, okay, Lord, now I don't have, right? What is the quality of the surrender? Huh? Especially our acharyas, they say this quality of a surrender means two things, akinchana and ananyatam, right? No, Lord, I don't have any of my strength. I don't have any possessions, and you are my only shelter. Ananya, there is nobody else who can really help me. Right? Once you go in that mood, I always give this beautiful example, maybe all the mothers can relate to it. So when the uh, child is really, wants mother's attention, then what mother does, mother has so many work nowadays, especially when we're working from home. You have to take care of office, you have to take care of kitchen, you have to take care of household chores, so many things. And then what mother does, okay, give the toy. And then once again child says, mommy, 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 once give one more favorite toy. And then okay, the child plays for some time, and the mommy does work. And the mommy, like, the child is still not happy, right? Because still playing with the toys, what the child wants, mother. But if you just say, mommy, mommy, it will, mother will come. No, at that time, what child has to do? The child has to cry loudly, mommy. And then mommy will leave everything and will come towards the child to take care of the child. So yes, there is a need for us to shelter of that supreme mother or supreme father, who is there for us to take care. Yes, because see, because we need to really understand this one thing. We are here as a lost child of a millionaire or billionaire father. We have really come away from this, and then if you want to really go back, we should have the desire, because we have turned our face away from the Lord. And now here we are in this prison suffering, but then we have to rectify ourselves, and we have the desire to go back. Yes, and then we get some inspiration that, oh, this person is signing so nicely. Then we get some inspiration and we follow that. But then we don't see that if you want to sign, then you have to also burn like a sun. If you want to sign like a sun, then you have to burn also like a sun. Then you think, no, I cannot suffer this much. I cannot burn so much. Then we pray to the Lord, no, Lord, don't give me all the tests. And yes, I want to grow, but I didn't know that I have to go through so much test. So what I have to do? And the Lord says, okay, but you already asked for that. You want to sign like a son, and that's why you are going through this purification process where you will get matured, you learn, and you grow. But then he says, no, so Lord, I didn't know that. Then what do? Either you quit. Once you quit, what happens? Your purification process gets delayed. Your medal, your gold medal that was about to come, that certification was about to come out of this and go to the Supreme Lord, right? That gets delayed. Or like if a child doesn't want to appear for the exam, then he has to appear for the next year. He has to wait for the next 1 year. Right? But we have to go through. If you want to really go to the Supreme Lord, we have to go through. We cannot quit. Because you see that most people, once they really get depressed so much, what they do? No, I quit. We cannot quit. If we want to really progress, we have to go through that. We have to learn. We have to, as we learn, we have to understand the higher purpose of it. How, like sometimes, it's the tapestry, right? If you see from the bottom, it will be like a messy. But if you look from the top, how Lord has a plan, is really weaving the beautiful things all around us. Have faith in the Lord that yes, whatever He does, it's for our good. It's His will. How can we really accept that? That yes, there is a higher plan, there is a higher power who is really, driving us. Yes, but then how long? Yes, Gajendra was really praying, but then Lord comes. How he prayed? Yes, by taking the holy name, by the holy fame. Yes, we have to connect to the Lord through this wonderful chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sincerely, seriously, we have to call out. And this holy name is not different than the Lord. And Lord is giving this opportunity for us to get connected. And yes, we need to have then have a higher positive taste during that point of time. What is it said that we have to really absorb ourselves in really some positive higher taste? How it is? By hearing and chanting of the Lord's glories. Madasre katham vrishna shrunanti kathayanti cha tapanti vividhastepa naitan madgata chetasa. And whoever does that, the sadhu, he's never affected by any suffering because he's always absorbed himself, right, with hearing and chanting of the Lord. Right? Yes, we pray to the Lord, but at the same time, you have to wait. It's not that we get it right away, the result. We cannot get the right away result. Like even the Pandavas, yes, they were with Krishna, but then is that all the problems solved? Arjuna, like once he started fighting, yes, Lord said, yes, nimitta matra bhabe sabbe sachi. Yes, you be the instrument, then I will take care of you. But then he had to wait. He had to go through all the struggle. Right? In the meantime, he had to lose his dear son Abhimanyu and all the 5 young sons. Right? No, it will not happen that like Lord is saying to Arjuna, you go and take rest in this camp and I will take care of everything. That is, we have to do our duty. Or Lord, when Krishna was about to appear, right? All the demigods and all the devatas, they approached Lord, oh Lord, there is so much of disturbance happening because of this Kamsa, Jarasandha, and so on. Right? Then what happened? Yes, Lord appeared. But then Lord appeared in Mathura, then he went to Vrindavan, he stayed for some time. And after 10, 11 years, he came to once again to Mathura. Till that point of time, they had to suffer. Right? So we cannot say that, okay, Lord has to do it in my own way, in my own time. Lord has his own plan. Right? We cannot ignore, like even in just like you get married, right, and then for a child or something like that, right, you have to wait for some time. Nature is his own way, right? How you will get the result? Can somebody really start conceptualizing a project and deliver next day? Is it happening? Oh, you get the best resource, best of the technical guys, right, best infrastructure, IT setup. Can you really deliver the project next day? No, you have to go through it. You have to learn through it. You have to really understand the nuances of it. Isn't it? Yes, Lord is saying that during that point of time, please be sober, please be steady, and then please tolerate the higher, the positive and the negatives that comes across us. Yes, this is one of the first instruction Lord is giving to Arjuna. Tolerate, my dear friend. And who is saying? He's saying to Bharata, yes, you are the descendant of the Bharata dynasty. Please remember this verse. Matra sparsastu kaunteya sitosna sukha dukkhada agama painas nityastam titiksava Bharata. Titiksava. Please tolerate. Yes, summer and winter will come. The happiness and distress will come. There are bound to be dualities. Please try to learn to tolerate them. Right? And then this beautiful verse, this is one of the favorite verses of all the devotees of this world. Everybody like to. This is a favorite verse sung by Brahma. Like he's saying, Tatenu kampam susamik samano bhunjana ivatma krutam vipakam hrudbhagavapu vibidadan namaste jivetaya mukti pade sadaya bhat. Here Brahma is saying that, oh Lord, a true devotee, what is mood? That yes, he goes through that suffering. Considering that, yes, I have considered so much sinful activities, I'm just getting a token of it. And he accepts that suffering by thinking, Lord, oh, I'm grateful to the Lord because I'm just receiving a token of it. And with this opportunity, I'm getting an opportunity to learn and grow. And once you do that, what he's saying? By offering obeisances, by being grateful to them, with my body, mind, and words, Jivetaya mukti pade sadaya bhav. Yes, we become eligible for going back to Godhead. Yes, during at any point of time, this is a beautiful prayer that we can offer to the Lord. Right? Oh Lord, you can repeat after me. Oh Lord, please give me the courage to change the things which can and ought to be changed. Yes. We have to do our duty, we said. Yes. And at the same time, there are some things which you cannot change. Then we have to pray to the Lord to give us the strength, to give us the serenity, to accept the things which cannot be changed. This is meant to be that. right? And just right going through that, we just grow through it. It takes its own time. During that point of time, you have to be just sober, you have to be steady, you have to be patient. But then Lord also has to give us that intelligence, that wisdom to know the difference, right? How far we should try, and how at a certain point of time I should just laugh at it, accept it, and consider it as a plan of the Lord, right? What it means? Yes, we have to do our duty and leave the rest to the Supreme Lord. Isn't it so wonderful? Any thoughts? Any questions, comments on whatever we have heard so far? Yes, how there is a stronger need for us just to have faith in the Lord's plan. At the same time, do our duty, do the best of our capabilities. At the same time, the devotees, right, they don't stop there. And yes, we know that we are getting benefited. Then we also try to extend our help to others, right? Yes, we get freed from this disease. Now, oh, we get freed from this jail. Now we are extending our hand, or at least we are in that direction. Then we are trying to serve also others, because that is a quality of a devotee. He's not happy. There is a beautiful pastime that comes to my mind about Prahlad Maharaj. When Prahlad Maharaj, right, he was going through so much of difficulties, being arranged by the father Hiranyakashipu. But at one point of time, Lord appeared, and Lord killed the demoniac father Hiranyakashipu. And then Lord Narsimhadev asked Prahlad Maharaj, "Oh Prahlad, please tell me what you need. I want to give you the highest benediction you want." Right? And then he's saying that, "Oh, I don't need anything. Right? If you want, please take care of my father." Like how the quality of a devotee, he doesn't want to retaliate that, "Oh, my father gave me so much suffering." No, he's thinking well-wisher of that. Not only that, but still, Lord is saying that still I see that you are unhappy. Oh Lord, no, I'm not unhappy. I'm really having bliss. Right? Why you are in bliss? He's saying that naiva dvije paradvataya vaitaranya tadvirya gayena mahamrittamagna chitta sacheta tabi mukhachita sendriyartha maya sukhaya bharam udhvata bimhudan. So here he's saying that naiva dvije, I'm not disturbed. I'm not disturbed by anything, my Lord. Because why you are not disturbed? Because I am Mahamruta Magna Chitta, Tadvirya Gayana. I'm always absorbed in hearing and reciting your beautiful glories. But at the same time, I am also very, very unhappy, very disturbed. For whom? For all the people who are around, who are not approaching you, the supreme solution. And they are thinking that they are just carrying that attachment, that burden. Maya, Sukhaya, Bharam, Udhvata, Bimudan. All these, the fools and rascals, they are not taking care of the supreme goal of their life. They are thinking that by just taking care of the body, they will be happy. Right? And the devotees, they feel so much compassion for them. And for that, what they do? They really go beyond. They suffer. Tapyanta loka tapena sadhava prayaso jana parama aradhanam tadhi purusasya khilatmana. The devotees here, this comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord Shiva takes that poison, right? For whom he says, to Parvati that, "Oh, I'm taking this poison for pleasing the Lord, because I'm taking this poison so that all the humanity will get delivered." Right? That's the quality of a devotee, and that's what we see, right? And our Srila Prabhupada, right? What kind of difficulties he had not gone through, right? While going through the 2 heart attacks in that ocean, while he was traveling in the freight, right? A cargo ship, a freight ship, right? From India to the USA. And he had so much of heart attack. Or while he went there as well, right? So much of frigid cold, right? He had money of just a 40 rupees, right? Which could be maybe sufficient for a 1 day of living. He didn't have any support, but then he had a higher purpose, that I want to give this message of the Gita, because that is the instruction of my spiritual master. Right? While he was going through, and then once everything was successful, right? And then he didn't say that, "Oh, it's because of me that now this movement of ISKCON has really appeared. Right, one of the appearance of his spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was literally having tears in his eyes, and he was saying that I really am thankful to my spiritual master who has really empowered to do everything, and I'm really thankful to all of you, my disciples. Right, because of you, we have now this wonderful movement. He didn't want to take any credit. We talked about right how a devotee never takes a credit for anything he or she does. He gives all the credit to the Supreme Lord, and the near and dear ones understanding there are so many factors behind it. Isn't it so wonderful? So yes, let's go and summarize today's discussion. Right? Yes, by dedicating it to Prabhupada. I remember once Srila Prabhupada, he was in a New Jersey on the beach, and he saw that this couple of boys really jumping and dancing on the waves, and he asked his disciple like Govinda Dasi and one called Gaurasundar what they are doing. And this devotee said, they are surfing, Prabhupada, they are surfing. What is this surfing? No, they are just they love to jump on the right waves and have fun. And then Prabhupada was really having so much compassion for them. Lord has given this human birth to them, and how they are really wasting their life. They are so fond of being in ocean, and Lord is also merciful. If you want to really be in the ocean, that next time He will make you fishes. Then you can really not surf but suffer more and more. So they are not the surfers; they are the sufferers. But then Lord has given you like what? He has given you Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Don't surf and suffer, right? In this Bhava Sindhu, he's saying that come and surf in this Bhakti Sindhu, where there is a nectar, where there are so many Hansas, Paramhansas are there. They are testing this beautiful hearing and chanting of the Lord. Please test that one, right? And that's what Lord has and his representatives come to give us, that how we can really surf, through this suffering. Yes, just to summarize today's discussion, right? Once we have the disease, once we have suffering, please do not aggravate it. Please do not retaliate. Please do not complain that why me? And please have that choice muscle, right, of the quality of a tortoise. Have that. When there's a stimuli, don't react to it. Respond to it. First think and then act. And then we said, yes, you have to take the right medicine. Do the needful. Do your duty to the best of your capacity with respect to your bodily needs. With respect to your intellectual need or mental need or whatever it is, right? Please do that. At the same time, don't compare what exactly somebody else is getting medicine, and about your medicine. Don't compare that, and avoid all the harmful things, right? While you are going through that medicine, taking through that medicine, and that yes, we do the needful. At the same time, please offer prayers to the Supreme Lord. Be grateful for receiving. It's just a token of reactions. Please consider that, yes, oh Lord, you have given me this opportunity so that I can really grow, I can really learn. And then you please wait for that cure. Right? Please learn to tolerate. Please take the supplements and have a positive emphasis on and in remembering the Lord, in chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And so you really get purified, once you really get cured, once you understand the higher purpose, right? Please do extend your hand. And that's what we heard from Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Hope this huge thoughts, right? Like it's an ocean, right? But definitely it's very difficult to share this in a short period of time. But any thoughts, any comments, any questions? Any questions? Like we talked about the root cause analysis in this last week and this week. We talked about what is the root cause analysis. We talked about how this andhakar or ahamkar or agyan or the asakti or asuya, how it is really harmful to us, that is the root cause of our suffering, and how we can really understand the disease, how we should not aggravate the disease, how we should not aggravate the suffering that we are going through, and how we should take care of it. We should do the needful, right? If we are suffering through that, yes, if to take care of our body needs, do some pranayam, do some yoga, or do our appropriate duty at home or at office. Don't be irresponsible, don't be complacent, don't be lazy. And then once we go to the next stage. Yes, do it. Don't think yourself you are the doer, right? Have that divine mentality that yes, offer it to the Supreme Lord. And that how, take this opportunity of that suffering as a learning, as that how it's an opportunity for us to grow. And then yes, it's not that okay, we just pray and everything will be solved. We have to wait. We need to have patience. We need to have that sobriety, right? And then once you get benefited, please don't keep it to yourself. Let's not be misers. Let's share it. Let's extend this love of Godhead. Let's extend this beautiful sutras of this, how to really come out of this suffering, because people are suffering so much in so many ways. Let's extend our hand in as many ways as possible, so they can really come out of it. Thank you very much. Okay, so I see a lot of comments, and we are really happy that that it really helped you in really understanding the right perspective. I just will take one question here from Mr. Rajdeep. God does help us in the growth in material journey. Yes, Lord knows what is really good for us. If he thinks that yes, we want to use this facility, that we will get it in the right way. For a child, the material journey means like enjoy madi, and how do you really enjoy? I get right toys, I get a right free time, right? Yes, parents are there to give nice toys, right? Nice time, as long as we use it properly. As soon as we start abusing the facilities that is given to us, right, with the toys, we'll start hitting our sibling. With the free time that we get, the space that we get, we start misusing that time and energy. Then Lord will take away that, right? Because he knows what is good for us. He will do what is required, what is help, what is really right for us, as a benevolent, as a munificent parents. So yeah, I know there is one question coming from right, like the difference between different religions, Allah, Jesus, Krishna, and so on. We'll have a session on that. I would request you, please hold on. There are a lot of things that we want to discuss in detail. But yes, there is one Supreme Lord, and they would have different names, like we say water, toya, pani, jal, right? Right. Yes, but we'll go in detail about this topic, about the Lord, and his different names, and who is the Supreme, and all that, one of the subsequent sessions. So please do hold on to your question till that point of time. Okay, thank you very much. So now we'll go ahead for our to call out to the Supreme Lord. So we'll go for our chanting session, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. And then today also we have a very wonderful family. His name is Bikram Chaitanya Prabhu and Mataji, and their two kids. Prabhuji is working in a multinational company. They are from Chandigarh, Punjab, but they connected to this ISKCON in US. And after they came back, they are doing some wonderful services. Though working in a corporate world in a senior leadership position, but then how they have dedicated everything for their lordships, and they are extending their hand in distributing so many Bhagavad Gita, thousands of Bhagavad Gita. They distribute in jails, hospitals, orphans, schools, right? And we'll be hearing their wonderful kirtan today, once we go through this chanting. Hare Krishna. Please do wait till we hear this wonderful melodious kirtan from this family. Okay, please go ahead.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakti. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Nama Sankirtan Yajna ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So now let's go to our Vikram Chaitanya Prabhu and family. There we have, yes, Devyani and yeah, Haribol. Thank you very much. Yes, Prabhuji, would really look forward to hear your Kirtan. Please take us back to Goloka.
Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
Hey Krishna, thank you very much for that melodious bhajan and wonderful Harinam Kirtan.
Krishna Hare
Evo. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I know we had some technological
Jai
limitations.
Jai
Thank you very much. We had some technological disturbances, and this might not be so clear, but we could hear, we could see the wonderful, melodious, heartfelt offering by this wonderful family. So we are very, very thankful to them. Let's thank by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you very much.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
And Hari Bol. Thank you very much, Devyani. It was a wonderful kirtan. So once again, I would like to thank all the devotees for joining today. And yes, we look forward to all of you in our next weekend session. We'll be discussing about laws of karma and how should I work, right, in detail, from basically from the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And yes, we look forward to have you also in our Food for Soul session on this Thursday. We'll discuss more. We would look forward to hear your questions, and we'll hear from Prabhupada. We'll be reciting the 3rd chapter as well. And then please do continue to chant this holy name and to read this Bhagavad Gita scrutinizingly.